Alright guys, back with an IL-20 game. We got Cheef flying the IL-20, of course. I do believe this is one of his favorite planes. Just a little bit. I don't know how this fucking thing can fly. I honestly don't. This thing is the ugliest thing that was ever attempted by the Russians. I mean, they produced a lot of ugly planes. I mean, we're talking French ugly type planes here. So we got at least two. Yep, looks like to be a 2 versus 2 on each side. Both are in specialist IL-20s. Yep, both in specialist IL-20s, so this should be interesting. Opens up with those two big 57s, and he does also carry, of course, a shit ton of ordnance. Works it over, gets his second ground target. He's also aimed here for the AA mounts. Puts a rocket into it, finishes it off here. He's got a pretty good chunk of this already taken out. That IL-20 is working its ass off as well. This is kind of a nightmare if you're not in something that can counter these, or if you're just, like I said, if you're in light fighters, it is hard to deal with two IL-20s. They've mostly picked up this. They're working now on, once again, he's working on the AAs. Be able to pick it up. Puts up 2,600 for his personal points, and they've nailed that. Now it's still a 1-1. They, however, picked up the Air Force base, or the air base, I should say, which is always important. He's on the roll here. He's got appears to be a P-51H. Yeah, the bot. And I think the bot probably did the wise thing. He turned around and went back the other direction. Because these things, these IL-20s with these rear gunners can be a pain in the ass to deal with, especially if you don't have the HP or the firepower to deal with that. Now he's got the last sector turned with just using 2 rockets. Now he's moving off here to this garrison. Yeah, those big 57s. Oof. Doing a number on that AA group. Pulls in. He's got some soft targets here. He's going to finish them off with guns, of course. He's starting to work on the outside right edge here. Puts a couple more rounds into those AAs. Fires 2 rockets. Didn't quite get the second one here, but did soften it up quite well. Finishes him off. Puts him up to looks to be probably at least 2 to 3 more ground targets here. Puts a nice pass into those soft ones. He's going to soften this one up here before he's either going to drop a bomb. Probably drop a bomb. Yep, drops a bomb onto it. He just needs that. Flips the objective. Yeah, that's always nice. He does have a little bit of help here. Of course, with the other IL-20 showed up at the same time. These guys are working well together. I don't think they're flighted, are they? Nope, not flighted. However, 2 of them together can be kind of a pain in the ass. They are 2 to 1 right now. They have the center objective, of course, is the missile base, and they're headed that way. 74-74. They have the 3 times multiplier right now, versus, of course, the 1 with 3 objectives taken. However, with that center objective here for launching missiles, there's a pretty good chance they might lose that Air Force base. They've lost the South Air Force Base, or Air Base. Now he needs to hopefully take this off. He's rebuilding his rockets and bombs at the moment. He's dropping down here on his first target, which of course appears to be, is that an A mount? Ooh, doesn't really matter. It's going to go bye-bye. The other looks to be the other IL-20, IL-10 has moved in here as well. Puts up a couple big booms, gets his rockets up just in time, and he's got his bombs up here, of course, too. Nails that. However, the red baddies have shown up. This could be interesting. He, of course, to pick this up here would go a long ways. Unfortunately, they're going to lose the Air Force base because of the rockets. Yeah. Puts a couple big bursts, big damage shots into there. He has 1 red baddie on his tail here in the Spitfire. Those, yeah, it might have enough firepower. However, he's turning this objective far faster than they can do anything about it. So they've picked up the center. They got the outside edges. They've lost both airfields, but he's on his way back that way. He's dropped his rockets, waiting for the rebuild here. He's got one bomb left, and the poor little Spitfire got jumped by the other dude in the IL-20. So he's got, appears to be one J7W1. That one can be a pain for GAs. Yeah, those J7W1s, yeah, if they get within range, they can do an absolute number on these planes. Heading back over here. His rockets are going to be up here shortly. But hey, you know what? 257s, you really fucking need much more than that. Working over the soft targets here. Picks up the big one in the center here. Drops his bomb on that. And he starts working on the AA mounts. Picks up the Summer Storm Award. And he's starting to work once again on the soft targets. Picks that up here. He's got a crap ton of baddies here. The Yak, or the Spitfire's on his tail again. Yeah. But fortunately, he's got one Spitfire that does seem to be assisting him. And of course, a bomber that has drawn off a fair amount of at least the X5. Yep, and the two heavies are up at altitude. Pulls back around here. Needs a few more ground targets. His rockets are up. That's always nice. He's putting him at right about 12K right now. He's out of an engine. Yeah, that's never good. Not at this altitude at 100. He's getting close to stall speed. Still pulls it off. Gets the grade 1 attack plane. A grade 1 attack. He just needs one more ground kill, or at least one more dead defense fighter. He is here with a little bit of help. Puts a shot in there. Does not get to finish it off. However, he does get the rear cover. Puts him up to 14,000. And of course, the 3 times multiplier. Pulls around, finds the Spitfire. He's like, I gotta get rid of these rockets anyway. Here, catch. However, the Spitfire does somehow survive that. Hugh in the other Spitfire actually, surprisingly for a bot, seems to be fairly competent. However, with the Air Force Air Base, yeah, he's able to heal up, and he does not have to worry about dying now. Puts him back to full health at 1815, and now he's on his way again, once again, looking for that center objective here. It's 46-42 right now. They have the advantage with the 3 times multiplier. Getting that center back would be quite helpful. He's got his 2 bombs loaded, and his rockets are probably going to be loaded by the time he gets to the center here. So, there seems to be at least 4 baddies, 5 baddies, and 5 blue guys. He's just pulling in here. They should be able to keep them occupied while he tries to knock this out. They've knocked down one of those fighters. Starts working on the AA mounts here, putting out some big numbers with those 57s. Finishes it off. Starts working on the second one. There is one GA still here. Picks up the Winged Legend. He's knocked that one out. Let's see what he can do here. Puts a couple rockets into it. Knocked about halfway. And he gets, what the fuck? Did he run into something? Nope. Must have been a bomb drop. Nails it. Pulls it back. He's picked up, yeah. Picked up the center objective here. 3-time multipliers, of course, on their side. And he's got, looks to be the I-250 right on his tail here. And of course, also the other IL-20. I'm assuming this IL-20, of course, is probably a human. The way he's slowly working through Cheef's health. Kapua. Yep. He unfortunately gets picked off by the I-250. W. Latopa, he is also in the IL-20, of course, is the other human pilot here. I can't really see much here with the constant bouncing. Thank you, Wargaming. Cheef comes back in with an LA-9. They have a 4-to-1 multiplier right now, 39 to 25. with possibly... Yeah, this is actually a pretty interesting game. For some reason, Cheef is turned into Walatapa. Fucking wargaming bug shit. Some days you just gotta go really... So, he's back to the center here. He's got the LA-9. He's got at least 3 planes here. Probably a few GAs, 2 GAs. Let's see what he can do with this beast. 423s, that always helps. Picks up the NC-1070, which is kind of a pain in the ass itself. 3717 right now. Finds that IL-20 that had taken a big chunk of his health off. Pulls over. Let's see if he can finish him off here. Oh, there he goes. Nails him. And of course, like I said, 3-2 right now with the multiplier. He's sitting about 18,750 for the personal points. Pulls around. He's got... Who does he got here? He's got the J7W1 and Shibata. Shibata with that J7W1, depending on how accurate he is, that plane can be a fucking total nightmare, especially if you go head-to-head with it. Pulls around, starting to work him over shortly. I love the 23s with the Russians. There's just something about them guns. He's needing one more kill to finish this game off. Pulls around. What do we got? Everything looks to be at altitude. Yep. There's a few of them up there. Is there anything below him? No. So, 26 seconds to the end of the operations. They finish it off. Nice game, Cheef. I like the switch to that plane there and right at the end.